SAG AFTRA signs deal with AI tech company Replica Studios to allow the use of digital voice application in the video game industry. We covered this last podcast. Here are the details that we didn't previously know. Per the agreement, developers who seek to use such digital replications must not only agree to pay actors a situation-specific minimum recording fee, with 4-hour-a-day sessions costing almost $1,000 and 6-hour-day sessions sitting at almost $2,000, but also abide by a new set of protective provisions regarding the use of AI voice technology in the creation of both digital voice replicas and foundational voice models. In terms of the former, it's subject defined by the agreement as a voice model trained on recordings of specific individuals and has individually identifiable unique characteristics such as sound, tone, rhythm, or cadence that remain consistent and recognizable when used to synthesize speech. Developers seeking to create one such replica must both obtain informed consent from an actor to use their voice and provide performers and, if applicable, their professional representatives a full and forthright description of the recording session and the development use prior to negotiating compensation for the developmental use.
So I think what that means is, I could be wrong, if someone voices, like if someone puts on a voice for two different characters,
like Piccolo and Vegeta.
Yeah, Chris Sabat. Although arguably they're the same, but
the guy we were just talking about, like
Yamcha and Vegeta.
Yeah, that the actor would have to get paid twice, like once for each version of the voice, even though it's the same person technically.
So those people voicing multiple characters in One Piece are like getting triple paid, quadruple paid.
Remember how whiny and complainy they were last podcast because they couldn't read fucking anything? Notably, should a developer wish to use an AI replica as a principal character in a video game, must pay a modified 4-hour session fee per 300 lines of dialogue, or 3,000 words, and also provide voice actors the same secondary additional compensation payments required by the IMA when their digital replica is used in a video game. Old Man says, game companies will get their AI voice data sets for free from the players. Gamers will give away their rights in perpetuity for free stuff in game.
So they're gonna like take your Xbox Live voice messages saying the N-word and use that as your voice clips.
Gaming's gonna be lit.
No, just they don't even use AI. They just take those recordings and that's your GTA dialogue. It's like, oh my god, shut up, you stupid.
Oh.
Further, a developer will only be allowed to digitally replicate a given voice for a single year, at which time they must again pay the actor the above fees in order to extend their license.
So and this is scary.
While the same guideline regarding the informing an actor as to how their voice will be used also applies to the latter, defined as a voice model trained on large volumes of anonymized data files that does not have individually identifiable unique characteristics such as sound, tone, rhythm, or cadence that remain consistent and recognizable when used to synthesize speech, which is not intended to be user-facing. Its licenses are valid for an extended 3 years, while its renewal fee is only 1/2 of the 4-hour session rate.
So with companies already being like taking away your media because the license for the music in the video game or the license for the car or the license for the NFL team goes up, and then they're like, oh well, we can't sell this game anymore and we're going to take it off the store. Are they requiring game developers to pay yearly just to keep selling the game, or is it I pay once and whatever audio I generate through that year is what I get to keep at that rate and I don't have to pay again? Like, are they licensing the result of the AI, or are they just licensing the use of it to generate audio clips?
Man, that would be AIDS.
And then for games that do dynamic scenes where they have the AI constantly just generating ChatGPT dialogue. How would that work? Because it's not going to be generating a fixed number of audio clips. It's going to be live generating. So those
are
ones
going to
would
be non-union actors.
yeah, that could get complicated.
So, in a statement released alongside the news, SAG-AFTRA President Fran Drescher explained, of the guild's reasoning behind the deal. Maybe asserted an explanation of the guild's reasoning behind the deal. Quote, artificial intelligence has dominated the headlines, and for most performers, the best protection against the unauthorized digital simulation of their voice, likeness, and or performance is a SAG-AFTRA contract. We are so happy to partner with Replica Studios because this is a great example of AI being done right. Likewise, the Guild's National Executive Director and Chief Negotiator Duncan Crabtree Ireland asserted, quote, recent developments in AI technology have underscored the importance of protecting the rights of voice talent, particularly as game studios explore more efficient ways to create their games. With this agreement, we have achieved fully informed consent and fair compensation when it comes to the use of our members' voices and performances. We are proud to work with Replica in leading the way to make it easy for these companies to access SAG-AFTRA's world-renowned talent in an ethical manner that ensures consent and fair compensation for their contributions. This agreement also paves the way for other companies to follow their lead. So anyway, there's just a little bit of extra details about that. I want to try to pick up some lost time here real quick. Warner Brothers Animation executive Sam Register and Hollywood insiders don't want voice actors or storyboard artists to worry about AI taking their jobs. Long story short, Warner Brothers is sort of saying, like, don't worry, we love artists. We aren't going to let anything happen to you. We aren't going to use AI, which tells me that when Paramount and Universal and all the other companies start using AI and they slash their staff because they're using AI, that Warner Brothers is thinking to themselves, like, we see the writing on the wall, and audiences, they don't want content made by robots. They'll virtue signal buy tickets to go see movies that are still 100% human made, right? So they're like banking on this, but what's going to end up happening is that when all the other companies start utilizing AI and slash their staff, those people will now have to seek employment at Warner Brothers, the only place that is left for them, kind of thing. Just seems like a disaster.
Well, I mean, I think they'll just get different jobs within the same industry, right?
We'll see.
Half of them will cry, I'm out of work. I can't do anything else.
Let's
That
see
really
what
would
talent.
suck if you were playing GTA and the next patch they patched like a different AI voice on Jerome or whatever.
Like, I can't imagine there's a person that out there working that's like 100% all I do are storyboards, and that's all I know how to do. And if you take away that job, I won't be able to draw anything else because I can only draw storyboards.
Were you
right?
not around with the SAG strike? Like, nobody was working at all. Nobody had. I'm on the streets.
Yeah, but that was partially because the union was preventing them from working.
But they couldn't work outside of the voice actors industry. They couldn't get a burger flipping job. Was the union stopping them from getting a job as like a handyman or whatever?
Look, the
I
only
mean,
job you're allowed to give when you're on
that's,
strike is blowjobs.
that is a little different.
All right. Anyway,
Are you speaking from experience, Randy?
I was talking about your comment. I was ignoring AC's comment.
All right.